Welcome to the CobraCast with the Prez and VP. For this episode, we would like to thank these valued partners.
Hi there, my name's James. I'm a physiotherapist here at Waverley Park Physiotherapy Centre. I've had several years of private practice experience, which has given me a good knowledge base for treating pretty much every condition in your body, from the head down to your feet. I'm also a current physiotherapist at the Box Hill Hawks Football Club, and one of my key areas is actually managing and treating sports injuries. I also have a key interest in pre- and post-operative rehabilitation, and so I look forward to giving you a thorough assessment and management of your condition and getting you back kicking all your goals. Cheers.
All right, welcome back for another episode of the CobraCast. Today I've got my co-host Ricky Ettridge at Dog with me, and joining us as our guest is none other than Big Paul Russian, as he's more affectionately known. How's it going, mate?
Good, man. Good. Feeling good. I'm about 4 or 5 beers deep, so feeling nice and loose.
All right.
I'd say you should be treating isolation, mate.
Well, you got to do it. Got to any way to stay home, then I won't be able to drive. So
maybe that's Daniel Andrews should be telling everybody have 4 beers, and that way you're legal to drive.
Exactly. How have you boys been? How's isolation treating you?
Oh yeah, not too bad, mate. Just,
Good, mate. Sort of the same.
Nice.
Chilling.
Getting on
chilling.
Still working, so I'm essential, as I know that you are.
Yes, I am indeed. Essential. It gives you that warm feeling, doesn't it?
It does. So really only our weekend shenanigans that are, changing at the moment.
Oh, mate, I am struggling without coming to the kennel and having a few beers. Getting my ass kicked in Madden, so yeah.
All right, so most of our previous guests, been playing footy for a long time. So I know you only played a couple of years at Sandown, but how long did you play football for?
I actually came from American football background, and was playing that with obviously yourself and Jolly, and you guys kind of put the hard word on me and said to come down and have a bit of a drink, have a bit of a kick around, but a bit of a drink, and fell in love with the game. Never really played footy before, and absolutely fell in love with the game, and fell in love with, to be honest with you, the club. The club's insane. I've played basketball my entire life, and I've never seen any type of atmosphere, teamwork, and just a family atmosphere in a sporting team in my life.
Yep. And so you came down, first year was what, about 09?
Would have been about 09.
09, yeah, my first year as well. He played a couple of years back to back, took a little bit off, came back again.
I tend to get the call up now and then. Every year or two I'll come in and lace up for a little bit, but no, the body's getting a bit old now. So
yeah. So what was the standout moment, the favourite moment of playing football at Sandown?
Good question. Probably getting into the granny when we were playing thirds, when I was playing with a bunch of my mates, and we made it into the grand final, and that feeling of elation getting in there and knowing that we're just, that we've made it to the big dance with, some of my best mates. And I don't know, just honestly, every time I'm at the club, seeing those old faces, it's just a warm environment. It's just different. It's different to any sporting interaction I've ever had in my life. The club's extremely unique.
Yeah. So do you have a favourite off the field moment, like best function or best night we've had at the club?
Or when you were me last year while I was injured, just sitting on the sidelines, yelling, drinking beers.
There was some stories to be had on the sidelines. And look, actually, probably one of the funniest moments that we'd ever had that I can think of is a story with young Matthew Dixon, and that's a hell of a story. So essentially, we'd been out the night before, so we'd had a few drinks, and we weren't playing that week. Our team had a week off, so hence we went and had a few drinks the night before. And we're playing against Chadstone, the twos or the ones that I think we're playing against Chadstone. So we were in fine form on the sideline, continuing the drinking, having a few chats, and just some playful sledges were getting thrown around, and hey footy socks, hey footy boots, mucking around, and Vico actually yelled out, "Chadston, fashion capital of my." And even players on the field stopped. Players on the field stopped and looked at him and just went, "What?" And we actually apologized to him, like, we're sorry, he's had a few drinks, sorry. And it was just hilarious. And he stood by the comment, he looked at us proud and said, "No, I'm standing by it." But just mucking around like that, it was playful, it was joking. The other blokes had a laugh, we had a laugh, and it was just, for me, that kind of epitomized the joking, jovial kind of attitude of the club and mucking around. And, we get serious on the field, but we get off the field and we'd have a beer with most of the opposition, and it was great.
Yep.
It was always fun. I do remember, I've heard that story many times, and it always gets me going when I hear it.
Oh, so good. So good. It was very, very funny. Great timing, and just shows, like, the blokes on the field having a laugh, and we were having a laugh, and, we're on opposing teams, and, you still have that moment to be able to have a bit of a chat and a bit of a laugh and muck around. So it was great.
Exactly right, mate. So during your time playing, did you have any pre-game superstitions at all?
No, often not. Like, I'd try and get in the mood and try and get all into it. But I remember in the final series, it became a bit of an unintentional ritual where I'd go and have a bit of a throw up before the game. It was not intentional, and it's never happened to me. Like I said, I've won in my time, I think it was about 16 basketball championships. I've lost a good 5 or 10 of them as well. And I've never thrown up before, but the entire final series, before each game, I'd be feeling good. I'd be walking around getting everyone hyped up. And about 2 minutes before we'd run out, I'd quickly run into the toilet and try and have a quiet spew so no one would hear it. Just the nerves getting to the big rush. So.
Yeah, you were always good for getting blokes up and about. You still are, even as a non-playing member of the Sandown Cobras. In your time at Sandown, the few years you were there and played, who was the best player that you've played with? Or actually, in your case, we'll also say who you've seen play at Sandown in your time there.
There's a few names that come to mind. Jason Tone is definitely up there. Everyone would have mentioned him. He's a phenomenal player, great footy brain. Footy brain wise, Danny Ralph has a great football brain. We like to hang a bit of shit on him and stuff like that, but he's got a great footy brain, and he's taught me a lot about the game. Jolly. Surprisingly, Jolly has actually taught me a lot about ruckcraft, as he loves to.
You don't need him to get a bigger head than he does, mate.
I know, but he showed me a lot of stuff about ruckcraft. He showed me a lot of the little cheating stuff. But if I had to pick one, it would probably be, for pure toughness, pound for pound, a young player that just made me look phenomenal. I would tap the ball absolutely anywhere and he'd go get it, and that was little Jesse Mack.
Yeah.
Honestly, it came to a point where I would actually intentionally hit the ball away from him just to see what he'd do with it, because he would go and get it and just make me look phenomenal. So probably Jesse Mack, and the amount of times I see him get cleaned up and he'll just spring straight back up. And I'm like, that kid's got to be dead after that hit, and straight back up. So he has an unbelievable natural ability.
So with that answer, that was also my answer, but that also leads me to my next question. So we've been told a couple of times by my lovely wife, Kelly, that we are very, very similar in our tastes.
We are, indeed we are.
There's been times where we've both put ourselves up and gone, oh, that sounds like him talking, not myself.
Absolutely. It's happened quite a few times.
And one of the things that I quite enjoy, and we know that you have a love for, is sneakers, mate. What is your most prized possession pair of sneakers that you have, the many that you have?
There's a couple. The new LeBrons I got, the 17s, the James Gang ones are up there. But, I mean, if I was to say the jewel in the crown, they would probably be the Jordan 4 limited edition cores that I've got.
Oh, so I thought that would be your answer?
Yeah. Like, they're the most expensive. I think they're running up there about $2,500 now, something like that. So I didn't pay for that, obviously. I'm a dodgy European. I managed to get a bit of a deal from somebody that robbed somebody. But
we're just going to try and keep that type of stuff out of it. Mr.
Yeah, I
Shopper.
was going to say, edit. You're going to have to edit
Yeah,
that.
Mr. Culture Kings right there.
Well, but look, that would have to be my prize ones. Like those are the ones where I get stopped when I'm walking in shops and stuff like that, and people will be like, "Are those genuine cores?" And they check them out, and they're like, "Wow." I remember I walked into Culture Kings, and the guys were like, "Can I have a look?" And he picked it up, and he's like, "I never thought I'd hold a pair of these in my hands." And he was having a moment with my shoes, which is a bit unsettling. But
No, we've both seen all our collections, and yours definitely tops the list of them.
yeah, I do all right.
So which teammate that you've played with in your time, or even actually blokes at the club now that you know of, would make the best reality TV and why?
Oh Jesus. Best reality. Oh Jesus, I don't want to give him a big head though.
Give it to him.
Jolly would be quite funny just because he's quite fast. So seeing him on a weekly basis, just ranting along as he does, would be quite funny. If you want it for the drama, we've got our own little Joe Exotic in the form of, I reckon, Danny Ralph. Just the stories that he would come up with, and Jesus, he'd have some stories, and they didn't make sense, and they were amazing. And I think his reality show would, because everyone likes a bit of the trash, you know what I mean? And I think he's probably got the trashiest stories going around. So yeah, I think Danny Ralph would probably be pretty entertaining to watch.
With your Jolly answer, Josh Sherfy. That's been the main one that people have been getting to. But with your the bear trap answer, that's again another reason maybe why Kelly thinks that we're very, very similar. That was my answer.
Was that your answer?
That was my answer.
You know what I mean? Like, he's quick-witted, and it would be a funny show. It would.
And as I said in my answer, you get with him for 3 days straight, and he will turn on you very, very quickly.
Oh, like in a heartbeat, that man is he's a cobra. You will handle him, and you'll be fine, and then all of a sudden you'll get bit. Trust me.
Yeah, exactly right. So which bloke at the Cobra Pit at the moment would be loving isolation the most, and which bloke would be hating it the most?
I can't go into details about why. I think Joshy Herford would probably be struggling the most right now, and loving isolation. I'm not loving isolation, but I'm not hating it. I've got to be honest. I'm single, playing a lot of PlayStation, watching a lot of Netflix, drinking a lot of beer. It's not hurting me. I'm going to work, so I'm still at work. So isolation is not hurting me too bad. So
you do have a pretty nice setup at the Russian.
I think you're fine, mate. I'm doing all right. But yeah, my heart goes out to Joshy Herford.
All right. So, what AFL team do you support?
What? Carlton.
That's all right. Good man, good man. And who's your favourite all-time Carlton player?
It's a typical answer, but the man just inspired me to look at footy even, and that's the big man, Anthony Koutafidis. The biggest compliment I ever got paid was I ran along the ground and scooped up the ball in one hand and threw it on the boot, and someone actually said that was Kuta-like, and I'm like, oh, I was chuffed. That was the biggest compliment I could have been given. So yeah, probably Koutafidis.
Good answer. The great Greek man himself.
The great Greek man.
Speaking of Greek, sorry, don't mean to cut you off here, but do you want to explain the story how you got the nickname Russian, mate, considering you are not Russian whatsoever?
Not Russian whatsoever. So Jolly and Ricky obviously asked me to come down and have a bit of a kick around. I'd never met any of the other blokes. And so I came down from work, and for my old job I used to wear a suit, and I used to drive an Audi and stuff, and didn't really fit in with the footy club where most people were in utes and Blundstones and stuff like that. So all the boys were out on the field. I was running a bit late. All the boys were out in the field stretching, and I showed up. Mind you, none of them know me. Show up in my Audi, so they're all staring while they're stretching. I jump out of the car. I'm 6'5". I'm not the smallest bloke in the world. I was in a full suit, long black trench coat. Went into the boot, grabbed my footy bag, which was just a plain black bag, so it looked like I was smuggling something, and just walked straight to the change room. And everyone was like, "Who the hell was that?" And a few of my mates were like, "Oh, that's our mate Paul. He's going to play for us." And they're all like, "He looks like a Russian hitman." you look at, and it started off with Hitman. A few people were like, "Hey, Hitman, Hitman," and then it converted to the Russian, and it evolved to the Russian. And I remember when I knew it was going to stick, because I tried to resist it, but the moment I knew it was going to stick was I was running down the sideline, and I'd just been interchanged, so I was just wide open, and I can't even remember who was about to kick it, but someone was about to kick the ball, and I'm running open, and I'm like, yes, 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 screaming for it, and I hear the opposing coach yell out, "Someone get on the Russian! Someone get on the Russian!" And I'm running, and as I'm running, I'm like, "I'm not Russian!" And that's when I knew that name was going to be with me for my entire career, and obviously, past my career as well. I mean, someone referred to me as Paul the other day, and I introduced myself as Paul the other day, and I get corrected by everyone saying it's Russian. So I'm stuck with it.
You certainly do.
Yeah.
All right. So you've mentioned that you've played basketball, gridiron. You enjoy your other sports. Who would be the sporting hero outside of AFL? Who's the biggest influence on the Russian?
The man that people love to hate. I've heard the term, and I've heard this said a few times. Judge your success by your haters. LeBron James. LeBron James is a philanthropist. He's putting that many thousands of people through school with the money that he's earned. He's not cheating. He's got a wife, kids. He's been faithful, as far as we know, the whole time. The man, the way he holds himself, is extremely confident, right on the borderline of cocky, but I don't think he's cocky. And his success speaks for itself. So LeBron James is, the man that you would aspire to be.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. And so what would be the sporting event, the one sporting event you'd love to go to?
A past sporting event?
Nah, like, a Super Bowl, a World Series, what would it be?
Out of everything, I think a Super Bowl. Tom Brady broke my heart this year, so I think it'll be tough to watch a Super Bowl. But I just think, in terms of the pageantry and in terms of like the event, I think a Super Bowl would be second to none. Or a Game 7 NBA Finals game would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, for sure. And it'd
be one of those two.
It's let's say it's 3/4 time, and the team needs the motivation. It needs a lift. Who would be, and this could be real or fictional, who would be the coach you want giving that 3/4 time speech to get the troops up and about?
Good question. Do you know? That's a good question. A coach that I've had?
No, anybody. It could be a movie coach. It could be.
Oh wow.
Bill Belichick. It could be anyone. Who would it be? Who would it be?
Belichick would have the brains, but anyone that's seen a fantastic movie called Any Given Sunday would be familiar with the Al Pacino speech, the Inches speech. The Inches speech that he says, I actually used to listen to it before at my gridiron games, just before we'd go out on the field, and he was talking about how it was a game of inches and doing that little bit for your mates. And I'm telling you, man, he's that speech. If you haven't heard it, do yourself a favor, type in Al Pacino Any Given Sunday speech on YouTube or whatever, and listen to that speech. It's a good 3 or 4 minutes, and if that doesn't get you fired up, nothing will.
Yeah, definitely.
So speaking of movies, if a movie was based around the life of the Russian, who would you want to play you, or who do you think would play you best?
That's a good one. It'd have to be someone big. I would like to think Vin Diesel or The Rock or something like that, but in realistic terms, it'd probably be someone shit like Danny DeVito or something. But
go a few inches, mate.
Well, he might need to wear lifts or something. But you know what? I'd be happy. I don't care who was playing me, as long as I was getting made into a movie. I'd know I've made it, so I'd be pretty happy with that.
I could see Vin Diesel, The Rock, playing yourself, mate.
Well,
you might need to get back in the gym before that.
I was about to say, I might need to be. I haven't seen the gym in about 3 years, so I reckon I might have to see a gym for a little bit. But definitely would.
Very cool. Do you have any secret talents, mate, that we don't know about?
I think you all know about my secret talents, which was uncovered accidentally at after a training when stuff was sticking to my head, if you remember that trick.
Yes.
Yes.
I do recall
knows
that.
trick. Everyone knows that trick. Stuff just sticks to my head. I don't know what's going on. It's like very suctiony. I think maybe I've got big paws or I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but like anything flat surface will actually just stick to my forehead. And I can shake it around and it'll just sit there. And
Might move.
It's an amazing talent. I plan to monetize it very soon and retire. So it's a massive asset. I'm just sitting on it.
I like it. What's the first thing once isolation, social distancing is over? What's the first thing you'll be doing, mate?
Just keep in mind it is a PG show.
Yeah, I was about to say. So Ricky knows me well. I'm going to give you a censored version of what we're going to do. We're going to have either some people here at my place at the Casa de Rush, or we're going to have something somewhere, and we're going to have a massive blowout. We're obviously
Channel's always open, mate.
Yeah, kennel. I'd be happy for it. I'd be great for it. Like, you know what? And this is at the risk of sounding soppy. Obviously, everyone wants to get on it and get drunk and get hammered and go and party and stuff like that. I'm actually really looking forward to being able to just, grab my mates around the shoulder. You know what I mean? Put my arm around them and muck around and be an idiot and give them a little fake punch and muck around, and you know what I mean? I'm really looking forward. Get beaten at Madden and push them. No, I'm really looking forward to being in the same room. Last night, with Bo, for instance, young Bo, I had he was with a young lady that I'm a friend of as well, and we were all having a chat on House Party, which is like a video app, and we all just kept saying we just wish we were in the same room together. And it wasn't about, like, we're having chats and we're playing games, we're mucking around and, playing trivia and stuff like that, which was lots of fun. But we just wanted to be around each other. And it wasn't about drinking or anything, because we all had a drink in our hand, but we just wanted to be around each other. And again, I think that speaks volumes about the club. It's just blokes that I've met from the club that are just champions, absolute champions.
It's the mateship that we definitely pride ourselves on down there. And anybody that's played down there or been down there understands that we may not be the most successful club going around, but we pride ourselves on that mateship part of things.
It's so unique. So unique.
All right, so we've got a couple questions left. What's the guilty pleasure, TV or movie? What's that, something you're not telling too many people you enjoy watching?
I did get into, not this year, but in the past I have gotten into the good old maths. So I jumped on the maths bandwagon, got into that. Do you know what? I don't care. I'm comfortable enough in my sexuality. Will and Grace. If you haven't watched Will and Grace, that is a great show. It's phenomenal. It's hilarious. And if you haven't gotten onto it, get onto it. It's hilarious.
Yeah. These are the answers I like, Rifty, just out of nowhere.
Yeah, finally someone understanding what a guilty pleasure is.
Yeah, everyone's been like, it's not something that you scream from the rooftops, but
everyone's been very cagey and I don't have any.
You know me,
I like the fact you come straight out, mate. I like it.
Nice.
Damn straight.
What about music wise? Is there a song that you bop along to while you're cleaning the fish tank or something? That,
do you know what? That I don't like to admit. I must admit, it was a few years ago, and Justin Bieber released a couple of songs, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to like this, but it's got a hell of a beat. And then he released another one, and I'm like, geez, he needs to stop, because I'm starting to become a believer. And I'm telling you, mate, he releases some good songs. Some good songs.
Catchy.
Oh, was that Sorry song? Is that what it was called?
No, it was before that. He had this one. I'm trying to remember what it was. I can't even remember the name of the song, but I heard it and I was bopping around to it, and then I heard the radio announcer be like, "It's Justin Bieber with," and I'm like, I didn't know. I didn't actually realise. But
Love Yourself, or what do you mean?
It was way before that. It was way before that. It was I don't know. He had I remember the video clip. I don't remember the name of the song, but he had a video clip, and he was driving, and he had a girlfriend, and the dad didn't approve, and
you lost me.
Yeah, something like that. But basically, it was a Justin Bieber song, and I was ashamed at the time, but now I'm a fan. And it's the same thing with Drake. It became very cool to hate Drake. I never did. I've always been a bit of a fan, and I love his music. Everything he touches is gold, so I'm a fan.
The three of us had our conversations regarding hop, as we're all massive fans of that.
Massive hip hop heads. Yeah.
All right, and the hardest hitting question of the interview:
Oh, here we go.
did Carol Baskin kill her husband?
Is there any doubt? Like, honestly, if anyone has any doubt in that question, like, I know obviously we saw, an edited version of the truth, and there could be some other stuff involved, but I mean, given the lead up, given everything, is there any doubt? Let's be honest. I'm actually interested to hear Dicko's summation of that. Have you interviewed Dicko yet?
No,
we've got him up next episode. We're going to have the captain of the club. So,
well, wait till his answer to that, because that'll be very interesting, I think.
All right.
We're under the impression that when we get to Dicko, there'll be none of this questionnaires. It'll just be old Tiger King chat.
So to
It'll
finish
be
off,
entirely Tiger King.
we got a Cards Against Humanity going.
Yep.
Little game between me and Dog. So I'm going to give you the question. I've got answers. He's got answers, and you choose what suits it best.
Okay.
All right. So this is the prime of my life. I'm young, hot, and full of. And my one is the peaceful and non-threatening rise of China. And Dog's is?
Again, trying to keep it a little bit PG.
Don't do that.
Read that question again for you, please.
This
Prez?
is the prime of my life. I'm young, hot, and full of.
Balls.
Well,
So-
obviously it's going to be balls.
Balls or the peaceful and non-threatening rise of China.
It's going to be balls. If he's full of balls, that's just an entertaining visual. That's an entertaining visual. Very entertaining
All right,
visual.
so one to
That-
Dog. It's I'm still in
2-1?
2-1. So, all right. Well, thank you, Paul Russian, for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank
we
you for having
appreciate
me.
your time. Enjoy the rest of your isolation. Hopefully, we do get to see you soon and have your big friggin' arms around us. Comforting
Can't
us.
wait, mate. Can't wait, boys. Can't wait. For the group hugs, mate. Group hugs in the showers. It's going to happen.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, boys.
Cheers, Rush.
Thanks for watching the CobraCast with the Prez and VP. And if you need somebody to talk to, why not contact New Life Psychology in Berwick? They are now taking phone appointments. Or you could head to otlr.com.au for tips and info. And we are supporters of the Towards Zero's TAC campaign. Head to towardszero.vic.gov.au for information, because zero is the only acceptable number.